Yeah, Hobo Camp is it's probably in the tradition of a Woody Guthrie song, I think, and it was. I think you see that in the video. That's what I tried to capture, was the different Depression era images of a hobo camp. But the song just kind of popped in my head. I think the term hobo camp, it's an old-fashioned term, and I remember as a kid, you talk about hobos, and you always thought a hobo was a bum. But a bum is not a hobo. A hobo is a migrant worker. And, they have the bandana and carrying their belongings with them. They kind of travel light, or they hop a train, but they're migrant workers. So, they're setting up this temporary domicile because, the term just kind of, the song, it just kind of popped in my head, the refrain, and, it became, for me, a way to express, we have these big parks, Yellowstone and Everglades, and their, boundaries are carved off, but then there's the woods at the edge of town that really aren't protected, and they eventually get cut down and things get built on them, and that's where you find your hobo camps. Because the hobos, or whatever, they kind of, they need to be close to town, but there's some tranquility of kind of being off in the woods too. So I remember working a project with someone where we're out setting up this station, a hydrologic monitoring station, kind of rebuilding it. And we'd work real hard, and then we kind of have break, and then we'd kind of set up a hobo camp. And it wasn't really a real hobo camp, but that's what we called it. And I don't know, the term just kind of caught on there. And I remember whenever I'd see this colleague again, he's since retired, we would kind of, I don't know, hobo camp would come up or something, like, remember the hobo camp? So, I think you look nostalgically back at the hobo camp. I think the song works as a ballad. I mean, it's really quickly paced, but it tells a story, and it's the story of the hobo, and it's the story of the woods, and what happened to those woods. And, there's some wisdom, I think, to the hobo, and, he stands up for the woods. He does his best, but then he moves on. He moves on, too, so It's kind of a humorous song, I think, but there's some sadness in there, and just, confronting the reality of the world in this particular situation. I think you wonder about the hobo, what else is there about this hobo? He sounds kind of optimistic, but obviously things didn't break for him right in life either. So yeah, Hobo Camp, I don't know, I like the song. It just hopped in my head, and I just wanted to run it to the end, and that's the story that developed. I could have just kept it, and never really pursued it, but I wanted to see what the song was about, and I chased down the story. It took some effort, but really not a lot of effort. But it's the sort of thing, if you don't sit there and write it down and kind of hammer out the chords, you never know.